via the gargoyles, on foot through the various walls and gateways and walked with hoods on to an undisclosed location. No one was really talking about what happened. Everyone's been very hush-hush about it. But we were taken to a place in Klang, known as the Birdcage, after being admitted by a kind of grumpy cadet. We were placed in floating cells that sort of orbit these three towers in the high security portion, framed for assassinations, federal trespassing, and insurrection and the like. Once we had been stripped of all of our belongings, we were left in our cells to sleep, where all three of us, Brun and Navos and Duncan, dreamed of the voice of a girl. Duncan was looking for this girl. Navos was chasing this girl. Brun, for the first time experiencing this girl, was less inclined to chase, and therefore was moved to join the group. After a brief conversation, there was a flash of a laboratory of some kind of workspace. In this glass domed source of light that had the same silhouette as the girl that we were looking for. People sort of crowded around. There was a blinding flash, and we awoke. First day in prison, there's no yard to fight in. So instead, Duncan decided to fight his inner demons by hitting the bricks, hitting the gym.
I will remind you, the first rule of prison, you gotta find the biggest guy and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, I'm the biggest guy.
So, like, if I was in the cell, I would have to. Like, we're friends, but, like, I gotta do what I gotta do if I'm just surviving here.
Brun was keeping an eye out for a man in white armor, and Navos did some scribshaw on their leg, because they don't have a notebook. As we were sort of rotating through, there were brief opportunities to communicate with each other. Navos told Duncan, tell her Valen is looking for her. And Brun told Navos and Duncan, when the sun goes down, tell no secrets. An uneventful day passes, we sleep. The next night we are all in that dreamscape again, and we were able to communicate a little more freely. Sort of discussing, again, the warning, tell no secrets when the moon is up. The glass floor that we are standing on, Brun took a second to look at it and caught the glimpse of a tiefling's face on the far side. In between the massive number of stars in the sky, sort of reflecting off of it. And Navos called out L to try and see if the girl would come back. But nothing really happened with that. The next day was a little more eventful when we woke up. Each of us had a visitor. Brun was visited by Alfonso, if I remember correctly, if my spelling is correct.
Alfosa.
Alfosa. That is an O, not an A.
Alfose with a little accent.
That
is Alokian Alfosa.
Alokian Alfosa.
Throw that in chat for you.
A diplomat, a member of a diplomatic sort of ambassador family, who mentioned Domra. I wonder why Domra spoke so highly of you. Pulling on a thread from Brun's history. Brun kind of shut the fuck, clammed up, waiting for his lawyer present. Duncan was met with a there was discussion of the rank.
She would have been a knight lieutenant.
A knight lieutenant, thank you, of Vidar, asking if there was any memory or recognition of various flower pendants, including Bruns, and asking questions regarding these pendants and if Duncan had seen them before. The questions were answered honestly and truthfully, but there seemed to be more to it. Nevos had the worst of the bunch. Nevos was essentially vivisected at a distance by a elf. Senate Salfasari? Am I close?
I believe it's
See
Gemmet.
Gemmet?
Gemmet.
That would be it.
With a
Why
G.
the fuck did... What? Oh, that's why. I was like, why did I make the J backward? Because Gemmet.
Salfasari.
Asking species, language, magic, just enteric cyclopean, trying to understand
Age,
more.
race, location.
Yeah, ASL, baby. Prison is the L in that instance. And seems surprised that Nevos is sentient and sapient and is the lovely individual we know them to be. Sort of the worst kind of scientist to be in a room with, someone who only sees you as interesting. And was offered to join the Salfasari family. More as a... But Nevos kind of had the idea that it was more of as a pet than as a...
Beloved pet.
Yeah. The family greyhound rather than getting a seat at the table. But Nevos was able to negotiate a journal and some writing implements for their time in the cell under the condition that the writings would then be perused and read by Gemmet. Between that, the sketches, the writings, I believe, as your cell pulled away, that was where we left as we were approaching sleep for the third evening. Did I miss anything? Also, real quick, Nevos, you do have one free reroll of any roll as long as we don't know what it is.
Yes.
Hey now,
Yep.
don't you remind him?
Thank you.
It's right
That's
up
for
at the
Derek to
top.
remember.
It's right up at the top next to the date. It's like who has what bonus.
Ugh, disgusting.
The only thing I'd say is I did say the full name of Lyra instead of
Yes.
just L. The voice responded, that was so close. And then DM, was that the same childlike voice we heard, or did that switch at all?
It was a similar voice to the one you all been speaking with and chasing.
Okay.
Yes.
Night has
I had-
fallen once again on the birdcage. The city around you down below, you can still see activity. It's hard to hear much of it from here with the wind blowing all around. Let me move you all to our map. I updated it. We got more colors.
Brag.
Not that Curtis can see them.
Brag about it. I'm sure it's gorgeous.
Oh, look at all these
It
colors. that I can
sure
see.
is.
A beautiful
colors
cacophony
all
of
around you.
rainbow.
Yeah, so the wind is blowing all around, and eventually, whether you intend to or not, you all drift to sleep. And return once again to that star-filled void, standing atop that glassy surface. You're alone.
Clarifying question.
Mhm.
Are the three of us alone together, or are each of us alone?
You are alone. Separate.
Okay, thank you.
But equal. Duncan will kind of start to walk if he, or is there like a direction that pulls him, or just continue to walk until he sees something.
Okay. You do so.
Do I see something, or do I walk just endlessly into the void?
You walk.
Okay. And then I think Duncan will take up a leisurely stroll pace and kind of just wait for the mysteries of the dreamscape to reveal themselves.
There was a moment the first night of a possible face being revealed when looking at the glass, so Navis would like to look down again.
Go ahead. Roll that wisdom.
So we got a high cooking room back there.
Got a 19 on that one.
You look down at your feet and beyond, deep into the depths of void beneath you. And you feel yourself falling in, sinking through that solid glassy surface. You are drifting. And in front of you is a figure drifting as well. Derek, what do they look like?
Navos is just enjoying it at this moment. Just letting them slip through. Again...
Let me specify.
Yeah.
What do you look like as you look at yourself?
Now a little brighter compared to when seeing Thane. You can see the freckles, the long brunette hair just soaring as we're gliding through. Some light scars, nothing serious, just from childhood play. In a more of a fancy wardrobe, I'd imagine. With some lighter blue eyes, I'd imagine.
Hand reaches out towards you. Just very gently. Stops short. Just close enough that if you reached yours out, they would meet.
I do the same.
Brone, what are you doing right now? Standing alone once again.
Brun's also wondering about that face. And so he, sort of kneeling down, taps on the floor, feels around for any of it. And then, with all those stars above, he's going to lay down on his stomach and sort of cup his hands around, and he's peeking through somebody's window to see if they're home or where their safe is, like a He's just like peeking through, and he is also looking down for sign of that face.
Roll me an investigation.
That is a natural 1 for a 1.
You settle yourself down on the ground. And as you're looking deeper and deeper, your vision grows somewhat cloudy. You realize the air has gotten hot, and the smell has changed to a very familiar one of soot and ash and iron and blood. Duncan, taking a step forward, you emerge into a young-looking city. It's not very well developed. And there are screams all around you. Faceless people running in terror. Shadows that hunt them down and rip them apart. Nevos, touching hands, you are shunted to a view from above the city. You see the terror spreading all around below. You drift for a little bit and land comfortably enough amidst this scene of chaos. You all can see yourself now. The vision continues a little bit longer. Time is strange here. You're not sure how long has actually passed. In the waking world, in this world, in this vision, it's all unsure. A group of people, you would call them heroes. They look the part. One of them is a young woman, Elven. Long, flowing hair. Looks very similar to the figure that you've been chasing. Not quite right, but similar enough. You see them discussing as they are fending off these horrid beasts, trying to save the city. And as you make eye contact with the woman, the vision shifts once again. You are now in the center of the city. Not nearly as tall as the center of Kahlo is, as far as you're aware. But you can tell by the way the buildings are set up and the direction of the roads that this is the center of Kahlo. But not Kahlo as it is. The heroes are there. And the young woman, you see her speaking, but not to the party. She appears to be some form of cleric, perhaps. The words she's saying are spread to ears that do not exist in this realm. She's reaching beyond what is possible to try to save this place. She has a glow about her similar, actually, to Pyval. But not in that surging kind of way. And you see the ground begin to glow in these branching patterns spreading from her. Light racing out through the roads. The beasts that they've been fending off as she's been speaking start to fall back. You move again, all of you now above the city, standing there as though the glass is returned. You see the city below you move through time, it grows, it changes, it develops. But in the center, you see that figure enshrined. You're seeing a fast forward of Kahlo. The walls start to develop and build and grow. Buildings spreading farther and farther, districts starting to take shape. Everything pauses. What are you all doing?
Did any of the heroes have an insignia that matches the one on Brun's armor? Did Brun see one? Let me ask that.
Give me another
His natural one
perception.
investigation.
I was gonna say, give me a perception this time. Good night.
Oh, that's much better. 17 plus 1 for an 18.
Trying to focus on the figures with all the bedlam going on. You saw, you would call them precursors to certain holy symbols. There's a couple you don't recognize at all. You do not see anything that is exactly like the insignia you carry.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
We're paused, kind of like floating above the city, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we saw this young woman, this kind of figure, possibly a godkin, kind of enshrined at the center of Kahlo.
Yes, buildings grew around her. You saw kind of a temple at first to keep her safe. The glow maintained the walls stopped at the edge of her influence.
The temple, have I seen it while I'm kind of floating around in the birdcage in real life?
No.
Then I think Duncan would make a mental note of its like approximate location within the city he's going to search for in the morning. And so I'll kind of like look at, I don't know if you want to check for this or anything, but I'll kind of look at where the temple is situated in relative to just like the general structure of Kahlo, to see if I can kind of find something similar in the morning.
Give me, I'd say perception or investigation as well.
So perception. That is a 10 plus 4 for 14.
It's difficult to figure out where the birdcage is. You don't see that feature right now. You see roads extending, you see walls. Being mostly unfamiliar with the city, you find a couple of features that you're like, that's probably something I can find. And we'll see how that goes in the waking days.
The beasts that we saw, are these like the beasts of old, or is this something new from Alreth?
They are shadowy abominations. You've not seen creatures like these.
So completely different.
Tell you what you
Okay.
could do. You, Navos, could roll me a history.
Okay.
Or Arcana would also work.
16 either way.
You recall briefly reading of ancient threats on the continent. some of the things that you saw, you could draw parallels to. You don't know a whole lot about them. You don't remember how they ended up disappearing, since, I mean, they haven't been seen in how long. You can make some assumptions that you might be seeing where they went, at least in this area.
Okay. Based off that, do I have an idea of how long ago this could have been and how far spread it could have gotten to?
You have some thoughts
Okay.
as to how long ago it could have been. Recent enough that there were people in your past life who could have spoken of it.
Okay.
You three have full agency where you're at right now.
Okay. Are we like floating, like, oh, or are we just like kind of still standing on this invisible glass layer looking down?
You feel like there's a floor, basically,
Okay.
that you're looking down through.
And we see each other, correct?
Mhm.
Perfect. Oh. Kind of turning to see that now Run and Navos have joined me on this adventure.
Brett is still face down on the glass, like still doing this.
There's just like breath marks on it. Run, you've lived here before, correct? You
Yeah.
And then kind of with my, oh, I guess with the other hand, I'm going to point at that temple. Do you recognize that temple at all?
Hold the head up. Do I?
No shot.
No shot. I do not.
Nope.
Do I recognize where in the city from my time here that it would be? Like, if the roads are more or less intact, sort of just a quick.
Yeah, that
Give me a
that's what my
straight intelligence.
that was my thinking. Like if I saw New York City being built, I could see what would be the precursor to all the 5 boroughs. You know,
Yeah,
like
or like-
that's
I can
clearly
see
Long
how.
Island.
Yeah, I can see.
So,
Sorry. Fucking-
Run has also not been in the city for a long time.
there's a roads are hard to change, especially once the city starts to grow like that. You said straight intelligence?
Yeah.
That's not my negative stat, so that's a 19.
Judging by other features, the shape of the walls and the districts, that is somewhere in the peak. Which is a place you have never set foot in.
Okay. Knowing the peak, yeah, it's sort of a tangential follow-up to that. Would it be underground now? Or is
Yeah, it
it
would.
like that's a weird, like that position would be underground where she's at?
The peak is not high enough in this current vision of the city.
It's
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
Somewhere in the peak, but
Yeah.
that's it. Sure ain't the top. That's maybe underground somewhere, maybe locked away in some.
I think it's gonna come. It's gonna come to Dominican's head that the city that I've been in is actually a tiered city, and this is probably buried way deep down from the peak.
Brunt, did you ever hear of stories of what we saw? Those monsters?
I'm not gonna have you roll for this one.
I don't.
Stories of the founding of the city are very vague and don't really detail a whole lot. That kind of information would be held in upper tomes.
There's a million different stories. A bunch of them have fights, a bunch of them don't have fights. There's no official story on it, so people just make stuff up. But this is not quite. This doesn't match anything I've heard.
I don't know why, but they would know, but my original people spoke of this. This had to be within a century or so.
Give or take 100 years.
There's something weird with that timeline. You're both very sure of what you're saying, but the city is supposed to be much older than a century.
That feels right, but that can't be right.
Yeah, there's no way the city that we were in becomes the city that we were in 100 years from this.
It's just so soon. Unless it was constantly rebuilt, but
There were people that I knew, they might not be around, but they would be around. GM,
Yeah.
how old would you say is Domra? Would that, like, between Brun's current age and that history, would Domra have been around 100 years ago, or near as damn it?
Remind me what species Domra is. Human, right?
Human.
Domra at this point would be pushing like 60s.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to the Old Age Club.
That's why I got retired to a farm upstate.
There'd be records and tomes for anything official that the city puts out. But there's something's weird there. The city's way older than whatever this is.
before we're pulled back,
Right as you say that.
I'm gonna lose it.
I can't.
Oh man,
Sorry. I had
fucking
to.
trickster!
No,
God
it's fun.
comes to fucking play.
I was waiting for it
go
the
ahead,
entire time. I was like, I shouldn't even say it. I know it's gonna happen.
As you were saying.
Yeah, the Inquirer that looked me over a little too much. I have my journal back. I'm supposed to be feeding them my dreams. They seem inquisitive on me in general. Could we get more information by speaking of what we saw?
Here?
Did whatever just happened.
Possibly. I would keep our connection to it maybe on the down low.
Of course.
The idea that we can talk to each other through these dreams. Make it sound more individualized.
Yes. Just a weird lucid dream.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name?
Gemmet.
last name? It was her family name.
Sorry.
Sulfasari.
If you're looking for it.
Does Brun know that name?
You would know
Are
them.
they? Okay. How trustworthy?
Your mother worked under them. So take that as you will.
They're-
What did your mom do?
There's
Calm down there, Duncan. She's not single.
There's
Duncan
when you say self was sorry, there's a like recognition, and then the eyes get real sad for a second. Thinking about, yeah, the eyes get real sad for a second before Brun goes, yeah,
They have run pages and tomes for as long as you know. For as long as perhaps those districts have existed. They are primarily an elven family. All academics, mundane, magical. They run the libraries. They hold the research. They do all of that. That's their whole
That's their
thing.
whole bag. Their whole bag is research and study and documenting. They are frigid on the best of days, and they are I worry if we tell them, if Navos tells them the truth, and Navos starts poking around, they may take you in for more interesting questioning if they can get you out of the cage. So they can ask you questions whenever, or they may want to watch you dream. But also they control, like, any record of the city would be the Selfasari family in pages. So if something's covered up, if there's a cover story and you start having, if anyone starts having visions, that's going to get attention. That would get somebody's attention. If somebody starts spouting truth or a false story, especially Navo says he's under investigation and questioning. Maybe there's something to be said about asking vague questions. Do a sort of tit for tat thing and see what we can learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. It's a good idea. I can come up with something else to draw, but...
Or keep it vague. See what they tell us. Or maybe this Selfasori doesn't know shit and we have to go higher. And maybe if we tell our visitors we're having these dreams, word gets back to the Selfasori and we all get a trip to upper pages. Get smothered in paperwork for the rest of our days.
That, or they're already trying to study me. Who knows what else they'll try to pull from this.
Or they'll try to kill you and you're not in prison. I say try. They're not very good at it. There's never... there was always stories about people going missing, but they're all scribes anyway. I don't think they're gonna shank you with a quill or something.
No, they just need more knowledge on who I am in general. They were trying to cut like the back claws off. It didn't feel too great.
As a quick note, all of your visits, that is your knowledge alone, each of you.
Heard.
The birdcage is large enough that it's hard to see what's going on kind of the other sides of it. So just so you're all aware.
Okay. So, Navos, would you, Derek, would Navos have shared the visit with the group? And when talking about the journal? Okay.
Yeah, talking about the journal, try to act like a dog. They might give you a bigger cell. Share pretty much whatever.
Brun's not going to share his visitor.
Duncan will also keep his a
Keep
secret.
his-
Well, not a secret, but hit to himself. It's Fedarian knowledge. It's not for you to like
Yeah.
you guys anyway.
Yeah, no, it's
Gotta keep it between the
cops not gonna be
ranks.
cops. I get it.
Yeah, gotta keep it in the ranks.
You need the security clearance for it.
Hey.
It's so
Duncan
yeah.
just wants you to feel useful again. You know.
So brief small retcon to fix that. It's like maybe if you start laying breadcrumbs, they'll ask you questions, and then maybe you can say you saw us in the vision and they take us too. If a family calls dibs on us, maybe that's an out. As opposed to 3 terrorists in a city that we don't belong in.
I think the bigger question that we're missing here: the events of Alrith, the destruction, the lives lost, the coming plague. Has this happened before? Are there records of this happening? Is there a lead to follow in this? Were we shown this for a reason?
The Ratman said the age of man is over. Maybe this, and Brad sort of gestures, maybe this is the beginning?
Or a second coming of it.
Or the end, shown to before we even get there.
Well, I, for one, am glad that I don't see me or either of us anywhere sort of near the... sort of pointing back towards where the Oblivion, like that end times crisis was happening. Like, I'm glad we weren't in that mix, if it is the future.
The pause of the city below you has released. But it's going in reverse now. You're seeing that development regress. And it happens again. That you see it build up over time. And again. And again. And you see it continue over and over below your feet. Until you eventually wake up. The sun is peeking through the buildings, entering your cells. After a few days here in the birdcage, the attention you're getting from the sun is starting to wear on you. Not just physically, but mentally, like knowing that you cannot hide from this is starting to affect you a little. Not mechanically, but just knowing that you are being observed constantly. There is no privacy, as much as you may try to rip it from whatever piece of comfort you can. Good morning. What are you all doing this morning? Or is anyone trying to communicate throughout the day?
Before that communication happens, I'm going to look at the current state of the city and kind of piece together, almost like playing one of those spot the differences. Clearly, there's a huge differences, but kind of spotting the differences between what I remember from my dream and the state of the city today, to kind of draw an overlap to, I don't know, give myself like a mental map of the city that I saw.
Remind me what your role was.
So I rolled a 14 earlier to kind of remember where that specific temple was in the city.
Okay. So, with the information that Brun had given you, the identification that it's over toward Peak, but it's got to be underground. Looking in that direction, kind of see where a couple of the gates were, and kind of line those up a little bit, and like it's kind of there, but maybe a little off to the left, and it's got to be the depth of it is really hard to gauge since you were looking from above. In that instance, you're looking at it from the side now. So it's like, it's got to be somewhere right around in there. But there's a wall in the way that wasn't in the vision. So you're not quite, you've got a very general idea.
And while I'm sure the buildings of Callow all are special and unique and beautiful, do any of them particularly, especially in that area that I'm looking at, kind of stand out as if they were built to hide a secret of some kind?
The center
there-
of Hollow.
Like a building of
in
note.
Peak. So there are several taller buildings that kind of surround the peak. So like as you yourself are drifting in the bird cage, it's hard to get like clear looks at where things are. Yeah, you're having trouble pinpointing exactly like which building looks the sketchiest in there. Peak is specifically designed for the upper crust. And if they have secrets to hide, they're going to hide them.
All right. I think today's a rest day for Duncan.
Okay. Real quick, you all have 2 chances to pass information, or try to pass information for today. So. Any other morning routine stuff, or shall I continue?
Yeah, I guess...
Actually, Navos. Sorry to interrupt you, Derek.
No, you're good.
Your journal is blank. The pages are empty. You've never seen the pages of your journal empty?
My journal.
It is your journal that you were given.
Are they ripped out?
No.
Oh, come on.
It's all disappearing ink. Do you have a UV pen or something?
After all that time, yeah. Do I have? Can I get like a lemon or something?
I think piss works.
I start peeing on my journal. Oh, damn it! After all these years.
Day 3,
Have fun with that, Gemma.
Yeah.
He got a urine sample.
Namus goes fucking feral on his third day.
Prison wild.
Jesus.
You didn't
Brett
give
was
me
gonna
enough
ask
ink,
for-
so I started pissing on it.
I need something. I don't have enough blood.
As the son of a prison guard, prisoners piss on everything. It is not like out of the picture
Nothing
for
is
neighbors
sacred.
to just start going crazy.
Oh darn. Okay. I guess question first. The gargoyles.
Yeah, the gargoyles.
Let's talk about the gargoyles.
Let's talk about the gargoyles. What's he up to? Do they all seem to be pretty decent at spotting us? Like, do they have an eye
So
on
they
me
are perched
24/7?
directly above you. Yeah, pretty well. Like if you start acting or moving, they are gonna look to see what you're up to, and you would imagine report back. Especially like when you were in your meeting with your visitor. The gargoyle on top of you, very nervous. Anytime the line of sight moved to them, Yeah, they don't want to upset at least Gemmet. You're pretty confident of that. Like, all of you have noticed that when you've had visitors, the gargoyles in attendance, nervous, stock still, like trying not to draw attention of these people.
All right.
That's pretty consistent across all of them.
Yeah. Well, with how much I'm able to remember, the entire dream is playing in my head. But what I'm going to draw out is the clerical woman figurine. The like shadowy dusting, brushing out of it, as well as the two figures similar to Brun and Duncan, not detailed, just like body shape.
All right. Give me a sleight of hand for all that.
Yeah. And then hopefully remember everything else. Wide Brun.
Yeah, I'm surprised Navos isn't doing more of those screen graph tattoos. We finally give him some.
He's
paper
giving
in his
himself
hand.
prison tats. He's really going for
Well,
it.
he's already got 2 of them.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the problem, because I really... The monsters
Like a rubbing
especially,
on, yeah.
but I'm not even going to try to... They're going to take a look at something once I start bleeding again. That's a 12.
You start working on that figure. And you realize as you're making the marks to create like the face especially, it's just Lyra. Like the figure looked very similar, but those details of Lyra are creeping in. And you know it's not quite right. But there's enough suggestion where it's like, I know it's Lyra, but close enough for right now. Right?
As long as I have, like, the
The f-
pose down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe
like,
to
you
keep
can
this
get-
information secret, because they don't know if they're going to go through a journey, maybe just draw a mustache on her or something. Like, big glasses.
Big pair of glasses, then a big
Yeah.
yeah.
Big
there's a
nose,
little-
so that nobody knows it's her.
There's a snot rocket coming out of the nose.
Oh, full of
Could be her.
full of boogies.
Boogers. Yep, they will never recognize her now as your sister. Yeah, so you're trying to get these notes down, and it's not the best rendition you've done. Seeing your journal blank, like even when you first got the journal, it had script in the pages. It wasn't blank then, but every page is pristine. And it's just like, that is what is happening there, you know?
Or was
You
it
have
a
a-
new journal?
You probably have some ideas of what's happening there, but it's so bizarre and it's throwing you off.
Oh, I'm upset. Between what it could be, what these people are doing, it feels like I just lost decades of travel at this point. Yeah, and I'll just make a little note of what I saw, who I think I may have seen.
What language are you writing this in? Just for funsies.
For fun, I'm gonna do Elvish.
Okay.
So kind of like a big finger. The end of the Elvish. The
Oh, I'm sorry. You
self-reported.
think
reading
I
this?
just speak common? Eat shit, motherfucker. My Elvish is better than yours.
All right. Anything else from anyone this fine morning?
Well, not for now.
Brun's gonna do. Can Brun do the same thing that Duncan was doing, but instead of looking at the buildings, Brun wants to look at the landscape.
Sure. What are you looking for?
So a lot can change, but not as much can change over 100 years. Like, instead of looking for buildings as landmarks, Brun's kind of looking for, especially near the center, near peak, where it's a little more of that tiered shape, like, remembering back to that those cycles of growth, like destruction and regrowth. And in particular, the other vision of the city, has the landscape changed in a significant way, one way or the other?
All right, that sounds to me more like a survival, perhaps, or nature.
I'm
You can
gonna
argue for anything you want. No, you can't do strength.
A deception. Kind of convince himself.
Yeah, I know what I'm
Trick
talking about. I
yourself.
lied to me.
This doesn't look anything alike.
I don't think religion's a good one, but I don't think I have the. That is not going to help, unless there are specific religious connotations with the terrain
Religious
of the city. Well, like Rome is the city on seven hills, where it's like that is a huge part of like the mythos of the city. But that again would probably be history. I'll do survival. That's fine.
Okay.
I just talked myself out of religion. It's fine. If only it was so easy. That is a 17 on the survival.
Having seen the growth and decay of the city so many times repeated, you did see trends of landscape as the river shifted in particular. Like, rivers move a lot. Water is fluid. It has a life cycle that it goes through of shifting this way and that. And that was the most distinct terrain change that you had noticed. As rivers meander, they carve away at the land. They deposit in other places. Using that, you can see a couple of different features that you're like, that is distinct. That right there has shifted. That space over there has been, I'll say, pillaged. Material has been taken from there, but not by the river. That is sentient intervention, right? Stuff like that is notable. You can see where there are farm fields that have developed from the floodplain of the river, because that's where the nutrients are, right? So using that, you can pick out a couple of spots of interest.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
More specifically, does it match any of the, like, does the river match how the city looked in that frozen, like, battle image? Or the time after, when we saw the priestess or the cleric entombed sort of in the bottom, like,
The
does it
river
match
does
either
not
of those
match.
two? Okay.
No. The current
So we're-
position is not one that you saw in the fast forward.
Perfect. That's it for Brun.
Okay. You all have two opportunities to try and pass information today. Is anybody taking those opportunities? Making those attempts?
I'm gonna say Duncan is going to not. He doesn't really have any information to pass that we don't know already.
Okay.
And he generally doesn't want to do an escape attempt. Both that seem deadly to him, but that just he's also like really guilty, but he feels like this is kind of where he belongs anyway. I think he's gonna try to play by the rules for a little bit.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, Nabos
cool.
has an idea, but it's not worth it until we're back into this. If we're back in this like dreamscape again.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Duncan also realizes like if I really want to give them information, that's probably the best place to do it.
All right. Neros, while you are working on your journal, trying to fill in those details before you forget them, the sun has come up a bit further. It's been a couple hours at this point. Just because you have nothing better to do than try and transcribe all of the information that you had in your brain. And you catch your cell drifting toward a... There's a man waiting for you on a balcony with a long, silky-looking braid that is woven through with ribbons and rings of bright, rich fabrics.
Like Navel said,
You
a
hear
gentleman
voice
color.
that is immediately upsetting. Well, it's so good to see you. In a cage, exactly where you belong.
Silverwater.
Fuck.
It sure
Fucking piece of
is.
shit.
Oh man, he was.
And he has the biggest gloating smirk on his face as he sits with one leg crossed over the other, very comfortably. I'm impressed to see only 3 of you. How did you get out of Alrith?
Walked.
Interesting. You didn't take a carriage? That's what I did. It's a lot easier, you know.
Well, it seems like you got here a little bit later anyway. Can I
What
help
makes
you?
you say that? You're doing plenty to brighten my day. You know, I do actually... I have a couple of questions that perhaps you might help me answer, and I know the way your type works, so I'll make sure it's worth your while.
I don't know about that. But I'll listen to what you
One
got.
of the ruling families of the city? You don't think I can pull some strings, get you out of here?
Not that you can't, more like I don't want it coming from you.
I'm hurt.
fucking buddy.
Not surprised, but I'm hurt nonetheless.
I love Navus as a straight man. It's so good.
So you walked out of Alrith. Here I thought you were set for execution.
Maybe in a year or so.
A year or so. A timer then. How quaint. So who was it, then, that let you go? Let you scamper away like the rat you are?
I don't think that's something I need to say.
I mean, I guess I could ask them themselves, but it's nice to hear you say it. It's a lot easier. And as much as you don't want a favor from the Silverwater family, I mean, it still should mean something.
I don't know. If it's anything like your son, I don't think any of you deserve.
This is Zenson,
Oh,
for the record. This is the bastard himself.
oh, sorry. I thought this was the father.
I also thought it was the dad.
Sorry, no. This is Zenson Silverwater.
Oh, you're not getting shit.
You are.
Oh, I'll be polite to your dad. Eat dicks.
No, I have a feeling you probably already know, and I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Ugh, fine. I guess do work, I guess. That's what you... Ugh. He does like a little hand motion of like, ugh. That's what you people enjoy, I guess, work. So where is your fourth? The one with the shoddy-looking armor. I can't help but notice that one isn't in a cage where it belongs.
I mean, that one, I'll be honest, I have no clue.
Oh, some honesty. How very generous of you. So what do you think they'll do when they catch that one? After all the things that one has done?
I think
Execution would be fun, but public displays are also nice. Keeps people in line. And he's kind of like twirling his hair a little bit, like the end of the braid, just kind of playing with it, like
Chewing gum really loudly as well. It's like like a receptionist.
has like a little tray of treats right next to him that he occasionally just like starts chewing on.
Oh, just eating a little Turkish delight. Don't you dare.
Yeah, every single time. It's always Turkish delight.
For some reason, he's just giving me James from Team Rocket just over and over.
But James
You
has some
take that
redeeming
James
qualities.
slander back.
Yeah.
James gets it. James has an arc. This guy's arc is going straight in the fucking
Listen.
ground.
He walked so that drag shows can run.
Hell yes.
Darn right.
I think they'll make their way through. I mean, you say
Just like
things that
you
they've
did?
you say things that they've done. I don't think they've stooped to your levels just yet.
I don't think they could reach high enough to reach my level.
I mean, if you want to take it that way, sure.
Nevos, as you're saying that, you realize that you are, in fact, like, several feet below. So that you are literally below this man.
Oh, what a loser.
Like, you have to look up at him as he's twirling the end of his
Douche.
braid.
No, I'm not looking up at him.
You're just
His
like,
voice is
you're just
projected
writing.
directly into yourself.
Yeah, just right here. just putting it up.
In my headcanon,
Hey, Nevos, you got the right
Nevos?
finger this time.
you get
Yeah.
like the most comical eye rolls all the time. Like if he was to have an eye roll, his would be like textbook perfection. Ugh, and this big eye just rolls around.
There is no
In my
hiding
head-
it.
In my cartoon headcanon, it sounds like a roulette wheel. Like it's kind of like it is an audible noise.
That's the pupil clacking off of every tooth through the skull.
Every tumor.
So you don't want the help of the Silver Waters? Is that what I'm hearing?
I
All
think
it'll
of
cost you is a little bit of info. He seems bored at this point.
good. I think I'm all right. I've got some drawing to do.
And here we were thinking of making an offer on you all. Interesting. Well, good luck, I guess. I cannot wait to see how they torture you. Selfasari have been absolutely drooling. The thought of tearing you apart, piece by piece. That's what they do.
We'll see what-
Alfoza, I mean, nobody who enters that family leaves. That'd be a fun one to set you to. He's kind of like musing to himself now. You've been mostly forgotten.
We'll see what comes, but whatever it is, it's better than whatever you do to your squire every day.
What squire? That one's already gone. And he just kind of gives like a little shoo-shoo hand, and you start drifting away. Because you two are now gone. Alright. Brun, what are you up to at the moment? Sun's out. Our guns out?
Brun is doing Brun is doing what we contemporary folks would consider like a Tai Chi kind of going through it's more just keeping the muscles moving and keeping them limber. It is a series of stretches. It is a little bit of like pushing and manipulating. Like there are some times where he's just picking up the entire like cot and just like having something to move. And then he'll stand it up against the wall and like push against the wall and do sort of standing push-ups, like not nearly as intense as what Duncan was doing. But Brun is just keeping limber in his little 4x8 piece of real estate he's got.
Gotcha. Real quick, because you've reminded me. Navos, your cell is now about a third the size. So smaller than when you first started. Just out of spite. There's not much
This
floor
toilet is
space.
like clipped into the wall now.
No,
there's
see,
this-
it all
You
it
get,
all
like,
kind
one
of
cheek
shifts
on it.
with the room.
Oh, so it's like
so you've got,
there's
like-
a tinier toilet.
You got a smaller target, just so you
Like
piss on the
a
floor.
little hole at the bottom of it.
I was thinking like it's half through the wall, so it's making it like the noise where
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
trying to. It's clattering.
It's clipping.
It just all glitched out.
That's pretty
hope
on
it
brand for Navos.
I hope it
Yeah.
doesn't turn upside down. That would suck.
So, Brun, while you are in this meditative flow state, you hear a voice not too far from you, actually. Something about mutter, good flexibility. And it breaks you a little bit. Are you going to look at who's talking near you?
Does the voice sound familiar?
Not really.
Until Brun's gonna keep an ear out, but until he is directly addressed, by name, prison number, what have you, he will continue just working through his routine.
You are left to do so for a good part of your routine until you hear finally hello. Are you ready for talking to me, or are you finished with what you're doing?
Kind of comes out of this like poised to catch someone and hurl them out a window. He's kind of like that depends what you'd like to chat about, and turn to face presumably where the balcony like kind of like he sort of spins till he sees somebody. He goes to the left, so he goes the long way around.
Yep. So they are a slightly shorter elf, kind of a round face, bronzy tone, so probably a wood elf. The hair is pulled back very cleanly into a nice, neat, low ponytail. Ottermic. That's me. I have some samples for you. And with a quick little whistle and hand motion, Gargoyle comes up and drifts over and places a tray through the wall of your cell onto your little table. And you see several bowls. Each are labeled with a number. And the gargoyle above you is paying very close attention. They look very uncomfortable. The gargoyle above you looks very uncomfortable to be witnessing this. Like, they have an idea of what's about to happen. The bowls have various crumbly powders, and it almost looks like sand in some of them, and like chips of something in some of them. Right, so we really need to know where you've come from. So if you would, just one at a time, begin consuming those. I'll let you know when to consume the next.
So we're experimenting on prisoners now?
You get no response. You just get an expectant blink, blink. The hand is poised to write and take notes.
Brent kind of leans, looking down, has his elbow on the table, and looks to Armek. Armek. What does my origin have to do with why I am in here?
Well, we'd like to determine what city you're from. So, the samples, if you please.
Why does my city of origin matter? I'm going in the ground
they
either
look
way.
Confused. They look very confused. Like, why would it not matter? Well, we need to know for security who else is. They kind of look very confused. Just like genuinely perplexed at why you don't seem to be understanding what's happening.
Who else is what, Armek? Who else is what?
You are a very strange thing, aren't you? And there's another, like, whistle, and your gargoyle, who was on top, drops down behind you. And you hear them just mutter, either tell them or eat the samples. And they are poised, ready to restrain you.
Do you want city of birth or city I came from before I came here?
The city in which you were made would be good.
Thinking back, Brod's, well, 9 months before I was born was my parents' anniversary. So they may have been out of the city, but they are from Kahlo.
You see a little bit of that confusion hits again. Kahlo. Kahlo. Sample 17. You see them writing notes.
Am I supposed to...
Consume it.
Keeping the one hand up, sort of pick up the sample container. Is it just, it's just rocks? Is it just... What is in sample 17?
Sample 17 has a very smooth white stone. Kind of a chip, a shard, that has some streaks running through it of like a pale reddish orange running through, a little bit of some black streaks.
I hope you're not expecting me to swallow this.
And you hear behind you this, like, involuntary, like, from the gargoyle.
Brim will pick it up, look to Arnak, and just pop it in his mouth, and just have it sit on his tongue and just stare at Arnak. Or Arnak. Armak. Arnak? Armak.
Armak.
Yeah. Mac. Armak.
Aurmahk.
And just, like, have it in his mouth and just stare.
Are you unfamiliar with the concept of consumption? You do need to swallow it.
It's a rock. A jagged rock. And probably like fish around and like take a piece and try to bite off one of like the flat ends and just like kind of chew on it.
Uh-huh.
Does
it
it-
crunches.
Ah,
You have no issue crunching it.
does it taste like anything or does it taste like rocks?
It just tastes like rock. Healthy, nutritious, obviously.
This is how they're giving us minerals in our diets now. Going to have a word with the warden and just take the time to just chew on this piece of rock until it is gone.
And
It's not the worst thing Brun has eaten.
they're looking at you very intently, like watching for how you react to it.
Seeing that Brun's gonna like keep chewing, and then start to like, oh, oof. I'm not feeling so good. You and like start like sort of acting up that he's like about to vomit.
The gargoyle behind you kind of just like cuffs you over the back of the head, like knock it off. Like they can tell that you are playing this up because you feel absolutely fine.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. Nothing
And
happened.
you hear
Look,
them.
Rock's all gone. Ah.
It was not that one, sir. And Armek looks perplexed yet again. You were made in Kalu, but
I'm born in Kahlo. The actual making, you would have to ask my parents, and I don't know where they are.
if they're from Kalu, we could find them, ask them. But we would have record of all of that.
Wait.
Try the next
Hold on.
sample.
Hold on. You have a record? Do you have a record of... Hold on. Armak, what family are you with?
So sorry. Why does that matter to you?
That actually does track. The Selfasari would have a record of everybody boinking in this thrice damned city. Okay.
You get a look of pure disgust, like, what? Like, what
For
are you
pure,
talking about?
for genealogical and archival footage, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a very
No.
good genealogical reason.
We do have records of births, but not... Ugh. No.
So, what you just said you would have records.
Of our gargoyles, yes. The gargoyle behind you is also looking like, "Mm." You are an enigma. You have flesh. It's very strange. I'd like to know who made you. Clearly you're not telling us, because Kalo is not where you were made. Another sample, if you please.
Can I at least get a glass of water?
You have a glass of water. It is perpetually there.
Thank you.
And
this is
they're going to
incredible.
go through every single one of these samples with you for as long as it takes.
It's gonna.
Just trying to fill your belly with rocks so they can push you into the river. It doesn't matter. You just float right to the bottom. You're gonna need a lot of rocks.
At a certain point, Brun will resist until the gargoyle has to physically restrain him a little bit, and then one or two samples. The
It's like
gargoyle's
that scene from Harry Potter where Dumbledore has to drink the water. Gotta eat the rocks. Gotta eat the rocks.
I was thinking more How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey when he's sitting in the chair with the fudge, and there's it's a lot less narratively and visually delightful, and much more just it's just he's just got cheeks full of gravel. I feel like this one will take long enough. Do any of the other guys notice the fact that my cell has the gargoyle in it with me?
Let me see.
Because Brun's gonna drag this the fuck out because he has nothing to do but time.
Fair enough.
I wanted to see him to look over to Duncan's cell, and he's got this big bib that says "Big Boy" on it, and he's just got a face full of rocks.
It's got
and a tear streaming down his face.
It's got a big rock lobster on it.
Yeah, so both Duncan and Navos will drift by eventually and see that your gargoyle is down in there. It's hard to make out what's happening, but you see Brun being force-fed something.
Two
With
things.
a nerdy-looking elf.
Duncan will remember
sitting
this,
there writing
that
notes.
he got more food rations than I did, and that's unfair.
What were you saying,
honestly-
Derek?
Is this the anxious gargoyle?
No, this is a much beefier gargoyle than you've had.
Okay.
I get big chungus.
And then second thing is, as I'm close enough, I want to use one of my speaking to just yell out, "It's a bad day to be a rock."
The hand comes up under the gargoyle's got it pinned down to the table, and it just goes
Just eat the thing!
Brun is at one point just doing the obstinate thing a dog does, where it's like,
No. If you continue to resist, a second gargoyle will come in and assist with the force feeding.
but, Brun's in for a penny, in for a fucking pound, because he has no fucking clue what's going on. They're just feeding him
Am I
rocks.
wrong in thinking this is the gargoyles feeding you their children? Aren't the gargoyles made of rock? Is this not sacrilegious or to them at all?
So funny you mentioned that. Brun, one of the samples, sample number 11, it is shoved down your throat. You get a nice little glug of water to chase it, and it hits your stomach like lead. This one burns going down. And you feel so incredibly sick from it.
That's gonna be the one where Brun will does he want to give the motherfucker what he's doing? I feel like that's the sort of thing where it's the let me go, yelling and screaming suddenly gets much more serious as it's happening. And there's probably some physical responses, but Brun is what the fuck? Why'd you fucking feed me lava? You goddamn stone for brain. I'm not talking to either of you gentlemen. I'm sure you're lovely and just doing your job. This fucking stonehead.
This entire time, the gargoyles have looked like stone-faced. No, stony
cold.
expressions as they're force-feeding you rocks and sand and dirt.
All
But
of
as
the
soon
vitriol
as you
is
start-
pointed at.
As soon as you start reacting to the sample, they look queasy. Like they know exactly what is happening to you right now, and they're so uncomfortable with forcing it upon you. The larger one that's been kind of pinning you to the table and like holding your head back so you eat, lets you go and shoves you toward the chamber pot. Like go 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 go. Get it out.
Yeah, we'll get it. Brun will take that lead and get rid of it. And as he's wiping bits of fucking mica from his face, he's gonna be like,
With a napkin.
"What?" Using the lobster bib. Was that what you wanted?
So Armik's not even paying attention to you anymore at this moment. Currently just furiously writing notes.
Do I get to know what that was?
Right, like he's running out of time.
What? Huh?
What was in the sample?
Sample 11, what was that one? That one is, granite, actually. So,
Why
tomorrow,
was it boiling?
Later, I suppose, we'll be, well, we're gonna have to figure out which granite produces the strongest reaction. Get yourself together. I will see you for dinner time. And the gargoyles have like bip-bopped away. The one has left. The other is now up top, like watching you. So concerned. Like horrified, concerned, not even trying to hide it. And Armik has packed up their notes and is starting to walk away. With that promise of, I'll see you at dinner time.
I'm hoping that Brun is just a boule in disguise. That's why he loves the rock.
That's why I love my rocks. Yeah. I'm actually
the mineral.
I'm an Umber Hulk. Just wearing glasses, a big nose, and a fake mustache.
Yes, that's what it is.
So that is where we will pause then for our break. What were you saying there, Curtis?
Brun was going to try and talk to the gargoyle that's perched on top of his cell as Brun is like, the guy leaves the cell, sort of pulls away, Brun just goes flat on his back, and he looks up and sees the gargoyle and goes, "You know, I never got your name."
They're just kind of looking down at you with like the utmost sympathy.
Can you tell me why you're looking at me like I'm a lost fucking puppy?
Why didn't you just tell them?
I did.
Clearly not the correct answer.
It was the truth, which last I heard from a really annoying old man is always the correct answer. He's over there. He's the one-handed guy. I told him the truth, and he still made me eat 19 pieces of rocks.
They're minerals, Marie.
Jesus Christ! What does it mean that sample 11 made me want to fucking puke it out because it was on fire?
You get that kind of scrunched face of like, mm.
You literally don't have stomachs. Why are you looking like you're going to vomit? Do you have stomachs?
Okay, looks a little insulted at that. Of course we do.
We
So why did that one
You
make
had
me make
gargoyle
that
cuisine?
face? Was it undercooked? Am I gonna get gargoyle salmonella? Like,
Do humans often eat themselves?
that's an odd question.
Answer.
Not normally.
Neither do we. And they resume their post, looking away from you. And that's where
Brun's-
we'll leave for.
Brun's
for
just
our
gonna be
break then.
looking at his hands.
Brun, don't eat anything that's purple in those samples.
Oh my.
What?
So, Curtis, how long do you think this will swap you? You want like a 15?
Yes, let's do a 15.
A 15
If that's
is-
okay with y'all.
Of course.
Actually, because if I feel like Brun's at a good pause spot, let's do a 10, and then if it takes me a little longer to jump in, if I'm hoping Duncan gets his turn in the cell light.
Duncan don't want to eat rocks. Don't make Duncan eat rocks.
Don't make
Old man needs his vitamins.
they're Flintstones vitamins.
Oh my god, those are the worst ones.
All right, we'll be back
But
in
yeah.
10 then.
Let's do 10. Cool. Thanks, friends.
Evan, are you excited for Duncan to have his fair share of rocks?
I don't know. Like, how's one roleplay eating rocks?
Under duress.
Start method acting.
Just grab a handful of dice and just roll them around.
Oh, that works, yeah. Let's eat them. How many
Yeah.
dice do I have to swallow?
Munch the math rocks.
Also, Alexis, Alex says thank you. For that is just a whole lot of crotch there. Hang on.
Whoops.
Say that for the Patreon.
A whole lot of crotch there. No, for reminding me and thereby reminding her that she had a game today because it didn't make it onto the Google Calendar, so it's not real.
Oh.
So I was like, "Hey, don't you need a swap?" She goes, "Swap for what?" And I'm like, "That's today, isn't it?" And she was like, "I think it's today." Oh no, that's right now. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you kept
So-
talking, and I'm like, Curtis, please, I'm trying to keep you to the 8:30. I swear.
You know, and I appreciate it.
I try to be considerate of
Totally
y'all's time.
I totally forgot
Doesn't
that we
happen
had said
often.
that last time.
Mhm. It's a good thing you told us.
That's why I said it last
Okay.
week, so I would remember.
And then forgot.
And then probably forgot. Listen, I got fired in between. Like, a lot of shit's happened.
Yeah, you were
Mitch.
gunning for that anyway.
So, because we have 3 minutes before we go in,
Sure.
I received a text message from my horrifically cunty coworker that essentially helped get me fired. And she was like, "Hey, thinking about you. Let me know if there's anything I could do to help, like a letter of recommendation or be a reference for you." And I'm like, how do I tell you that that is the absolute last thing that I would want in this current situation?
I'd rather eat
I-
granite rocks that make my
I would
stomach
rather eat baby gargoyles than talk with you, which I now have to come to terms with that particular piece of the problem.
Tell her in
Blood's gonna
return
be-
you would love to be a reference for.
Because I have an exit interview where it's going to be me exclusively bitching about her for about 45 minutes. So,
Uh-huh. She's not privy to that.
no, but I would. Anyway, neither here nor there.
No.
But
Be
yeah, that
as
conversation
two-faced as she is and be like,
that
I would
happened.
love to be a reference. I would so love to do that for you.
Tell you what, I'm going to talk to Fred and give you a glowing recommendation. And by that, I mean I'm going to tell him that he needs to get the fuck rid of you before you bring the company down around your ears.
I'm going to
Um,
set you on fire so that you create the glow yourself.
Love you, bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, she
I'm gonna
ignored you
keep
for
you warm
what,
for the
2
rest of
weeks
your life.
straight, and then came out crying when she heard you were getting fired.
It came out when the mass email was sent, and she was like, I was gonna bring you donuts, and we were gonna be friends. Hi, this is Watson, by the way.
What about
Oh.
He's very
Watson.
confused why I'm sitting on the floor.
The little man's.
And Rosie is right there. She's in her thunder
Eating
jacket
a
because
blanket.
she. I think she's licking her paw, but we have her in her thunder coat because we figured out that's why she's been peeing on the floor, is because she's anxious. So we
Oh, it's
give her a
I
gentle
could have told you that.
swaddle
I do
at
that all the time.
times.
Navos does it.
He
He's
on the floor?
I was gonna say that's what Navis
Yeah.
does too.
Ooh, I'm so nervous.
He just doesn't. He's doing it for attention though, which is a different problem.
That's true.
Navis is
Nobody
like,
talk
notice
to
me.
Yeah, don't bring me to a library.
Yo, no, Nabos is a pick me girl.
It's in contrast because Navos' golden water brought silver water out of the woodwork.
I honestly thought everyone was gonna get a chance to talk to Silverwater, and oh man, does Brett have some things to say to that motherfucker?
If only Duncan had 2 hands to flick them both off.
All right. Bring it back in, boys.
All right,
Let's get
hate-
back into
The
things.
silver water hate ends now.
No, it
All
doesn't.
right. It'll never end, and I'm here for it. I'm gonna keep feeding that fire. So welcome back. Hi, friends. Brun is having a time. That took several hours. In the midst of that, Duncan, you said you're just kind of chilling for today, yeah? Is that what
Yeah,
you're doing?
today's a rest day. I will be resuming my eating schedule, so I'll start eating the food again. I'm kind of just wearing my cloak as a kind of a sun rash guard, more like a poncho, and just kind of perusing for the day. Crisscross applesauce in the middle of the cell, kind of doing some thinking.
At some point during your pondering, your alone time, you come face to face with a young lady. She's sat very properly on this visitation chair, we'll call it. She's dressed in lots of fashionable layers with frills and lace. Nicely chosen jewelry and decorations, very gentle hair curls, very well preened, this girl. And she's kind of got her hands like nervously in her lap, waiting for you to settle in front of her. And she's sitting there waiting to see if you say anything first.
Kind of looking down in my contemplation, I'll raise my head up, give her a look. Kind of like put my head back down.
Hello. Hi. Hello. You are Duncan, right? Mr. Dubois?
Duncan Dubois.
How do you prefer to be called? I don't want to be rude.
Duncan is fine.
Duncan, I'm, Mythea. I read your journal. The story of your travels, and I travel a lot, and I had some questions about what you experienced. Is this weird? This seems strange. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I'm so sorry about that. I wish this was under better circumstances. It's really
Is
windy
there
up here.
better circumstances for reading someone's private journal? I think so, but
That's fair. It wasn't exactly my choice, but because I travel for the city, and she's like wringing her hands in her lap, like she's fidgety. She looks kind of like a doll, like somebody dressed her up, and she's not perfectly comfortable in it. I travel for the city, and they told me that there are new dangers that I should be aware of, and so I read your stories. And first of all, I can't imagine how you ended up here. Of everything I read, you seemed like somebody who wouldn't have done what they said you've done. Somebody who would be locked up here, and I don't make a point usually of visiting this place because I hate it here. Personally, I can't imagine how you feel. I'm rambling, sorry. But I have to ask about your travels. You encountered a boar? Like a big pig, right? And it was...
I know what a boar is.
Right, of course you encountered it, you wrote about it. But it was weird. Can you tell me about it? You seem to have, based on the writings, you seem to have an idea of what happened with it. I have to travel coming up soon, and I have to leave. But if there's things out there, I want to know how to be prepared and what to expect, and if I should try and find more guards, and if I'm trying to find more guards. And she just keeps kind of rambling, all these worried nothings about trying to find guards who will deal with something like that, and like, will they be strong enough, yada yada. And she'll keep rambling until you interject.
Not so much interjecting, kind of taking the things that I have in my hands, just kind of placing them down, raising my head up and making direct eye contact with her until she gets the message that it's my turn to speak.
As soon as you look up, she goes stock still, like sits properly, is like mouth zips, and she looks kind of like the panic is still there, but there's a different tone to the panic where she's expecting probably to be yelled at, like that kind of panic where she's just bracing for you to raise your voice at her.
The boar is a piece of the puzzle. A puzzle that we don't have all the pieces to. If you read my journal, you'll know this, but more than a week ago now, in the town of Ulrith, something was released. I don't know. They don't know. Nobody knows. It's, to my best knowledge, some sort of plague. It turns normal people, friends, family, neighbors, into these beasts. It takes already uncivilized creatures and makes them savage, cannibalistic. It is, if not contained, probably a rising pandemic coming.
What happened with the three-eyed beast that you mentioned? It was hunting you, and it seemed intelligent. Is it your notes cut off around there and didn't really say what happened with it? You were going to try to trap it, but what happened next? Is that one of those beasts? Is it still out there?
I don't think so. I believe it connected to the rest of another piece of the puzzle, but not the same piece. It has some part to play in this, but I do not know. We did not capture it. We did not find it again. But I don't think its part in this is over. And I believe we will see it again. Either this life or the next.
When you say you believe we'll see it again, her concern becomes so much more visible. Like, she looks borderline panic mode, like full-on panic attack, right? At the thought that something like that could be out there.
That
You
was
fought it. You fought it, and you walked away, and how did you
I
survive?
think it let us go.
It let you go?
I think so. I think if it stayed, we wouldn't be in prison right now. And that look
is
I
no
can see in your
consolation.
face. That feeling I can see behind your eyes. That's coming for everyone. And I don't mean to panic you.
You're doing a pretty bad job of
I understand.
not panicking me.
But I want you to understand the gravity of what's coming. The longer we sit in this prison, the closer it gets. I don't know what my part or his part or their part is. But it isn't played out here in this cage.
Is it because of your and she kind of like makes a gesture at your hand, like your nub,
Mhm.
where your sigil should be. You wrote about a sigil, a mark of some sort. Did that help you survive? Is that something that we need to research to try and replicate? Like,
I don't think it can be replicated. I don't think it's transferable. I believe it a gift. The dying wish of Fievel, the Godkin, son of Jebka, the Solar Knight.
Jebka.
As much as it is a blessing, and I believe it to be a curse as well.
May I see it?
And I'll kind of take my arm outside of my stub out of my poncho. Is it visible right now? Because it usually, I think, burns
Nope.
brighter when there's so it's not even visible right now.
No,
Kind of
so
looking at it.
when you guys were collared,
Oh yeah,
those
takes it away.
vanished. And she
Mhm.
kind of like looks at your nub, like she's really trying hard to see. She's straining, like leaning forward in the seat. The attendant that's there like pulls her back a little bit and is like, "Don't lean that far, not that
So
far."
I'll kind of show her nub, and let her look. And when she kind
I
of
don't see
realizes
anything.
and she makes eye contact with me, my finger will be kind of tapping on the collar.
Oh,
These things work a little too good.
she gets kind of like pensive for a moment. What part did you play in breaking the building? She looks. The concern is gone. Now it's determination.
Fortunately, the wrong part.
You got pulled in, right? You were coerced. You were dragged in. It's not something that someone like you would do, right? She looks like she's trying to will you to say what she's saying.
If I spoke those words, I'd be breaking my oath. They are not true. I regret what happened. It is not what I had intended. It's not the series of events that should follow a paladin of Vidar. But I accept my part in it. I accept that in my elder age, things slip through the cracks. Details aren't double checked. pieces are put into motion without being verified. And because of that, people are dead. Their candle lights extinguished. Their stories left on a blank page and closed forever. Though I don't know their names, their souls weigh on mine. What is a vow to a paladin who only stands as a witness to the graves he helped dig? And I think I'll put my head back down.
As you were talking, her face settled into more of a grim determination. And you hear her speak again. Mr. Duncan, you should join us, the Alfoza, and we will help each other get through all of this. Please roll for me a wisdom save.
Absolutely. That's what I'm good at.
There is an edge to her voice.
That is a 12 plus 4 for 16.
You understand that there is something extra to what she has said to you.
Mhm.
You don't know exactly what there was, but there was something that kind of pushed at you in a different way, but you felt the effect, whatever it was, hit for a brief moment and get sucked into the collar. Kind of brushed away. Water off a duck's back type feeling. And she looks annoyed now, even if you're not looking. I will see you again, Mr. Duncan. And we will speak again under better circumstances. I hope you will accept my help when it comes. And she stands up and turns like sharply on heel. She also has a fun little umbrella over her to keep the sun off of her, because she must have been sitting here for a hot minute waiting for you. And she walks back in with the attendant holding umbrella over her, keeping her shaded and making sure she's protected from the wind and all that. And you start to drift. The day continues on. Brun, as promised, Armik does return, and you are subjected to what feels like torture. Having rested for a bit, you were feeling a little bit better. You had purged your gut and went right back into it. Every piece burned at this point, but differing amounts, some worse than others. But none of them seem to satisfy Armik. So, how are we spending the rest of the day, or do we have anything else anyone wants to do for the day? The city below continues as per usual. You see the training grounds full of activity for a while. People passing along the noose, the road that circles the entire city, as folks call it. Navos, looking over to where the building was that you guys had demolished, You see activity going on, but it's hard to make out details. What were you saying, Curtis?
Brun's second helping uh, is a little like he puts up more of a fight and is just like, what the fuck are you trying to figure out? And once his gargoyle cell guard drops in, Brun's like, whatever, and just like does not. Once things get physical, he stops resisting and is just like
Stop
going through the steps.
resisting.
Yeah. Look out, he's got a gargoyle. But yeah, it's a little more he doesn't have to be force fed the second time. There is just a little, like, it is less of a large piece of resistance.
Anyone else?
Navos is continuously drawing in the journal, but without the pen. Just with the claws, but not deep enough for it to stay in the page. Just to try to keep the memory as alive as possible of things that he does not want to show to Gemmet. And once noticing the area towards the sinkhole, will just start watching.
The gargoyle above you has been keeping an eye on you. You get the feeling that they've been kind of warned that when you wake up, you get real weird. So they were initially, like, the first gargoyle for the day was watching you directly as you were waking up to make sure that you weren't harming yourself again. This one has been watching you draw with no ink. A little perplexed, not really caring to question. And then as your focus changes, it follows your gaze. You know how, like, if you're in a large crowded place and you start pointing up above, like, everybody around you starts to look too? It's kind of like that, right? Like, you're drawing attention to something that you're clearly focused on. They're trying to figure it out too. Anything else? Duncan?
I think Duncan's just reflecting on the words of this person. What do the Alfoza have they want from Duncan? What knowledge did they pull out of his notebook? They're going to try to lord over him.
The sun... Oh, continue.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Duncan at this point is starting to become cynical of people's motives. This great city of Callow seems to have maybe a rotten core to it.
Eventually the sun goes down. Again, you can feel your skin starting to crisp a little bit. It's getting irritated with the constant exposure. You all feel like much longer of this, and every movement you make is probably going to be full of pain as your skin gets more and more burnt with no relief. As the sun sets, you feel a chill starting to set in, a gentle rain tack-tacking on the top of your cells. The gargoyles above you all just sitting resolute. Until eventually, sleep begins to take you once more. I gotta adjust music, sorry.
Any sleepy music?
I didn't realize that I was like, something's missing. It's because I'm on mobile Having roll 20 up with
you
the
silly
music and
goose.
also Discord, I'm losing music.
Ugh, tragedy.
Yeah, damn it. Now it's just a spooky Alexis voice coming. Probably.
I would never do that to you. Probably.
It's time.
What did I say earlier? Unequivocally? I'm pretty
Time, baby.
Oh, am I getting predictable? Gonna say so. What if I give you another tiefling?
what
Alright.
listen, if you gave me a normal basic ass human, I'd be like, what's wrong with him? Tiefling, I'm like, I know what's wrong.
I've done that several times now.
Yeah. Oh no, who's full of tentacles and wants to hug?
Alright. So, darkness settles around you all once again as you slip into the dreamscape. You are all standing together this time. And in between all of you, a scene unfolds. You see a humanoid. You're kind of looking at like an orb, this vision, like you're looking in on the scene. There's a humanoid. They look like maybe an elf. And there are others around them. There's struggle happening, but the elf in the middle is weak. They look malnourished. They've probably been abused up until now. You can see injuries and wounds that haven't been allowed to heal. The struggle is feeble, as though this elf has pretty well given up. And from out of sight walks in a human. They look like half-elf, human, somewhere in that range. Carrying something that looks very familiar. It's a large iron collar. This one is engraved across the entire surface. Tight, fine script. Navos, you can see that it's arcane. Most of it. There's an interweaving of parts. And you can see that once it is latched in place, the enchantment, whatever is built into it, will be complete. They approach the elf in the middle and place it around their neck, closing it. There is a flash of light, kind of reminiscent of Might Mouth, actually, when they were using whatever channeling ability they had and the collar began to burn. It looks very much like that. And you can almost smell the burnt flesh while watching this vision. You can imagine the heat that's building up around their neck. And you see them drop over dead. The whole process takes maybe 5 minutes. As soon as the life leaves their eyes, the collar dims. In the background, you hear agony. And your view shifts to see the woman. The glowing woman from the first vision inside a more rudimentary version of the pod that she was kept in. And she's the one burning. And then the vision dims and disappears. All around you, more bubbles with visions of their own appear. And again, you see that process. Collar, burning, dying, the screaming. Hundreds of times. Thousands of times. It's hard to tell. But every single one has a different individual in the center. But always that same woman. And then one more appears in front of all of you, in the middle of y'all. And you see it occur, as per usual. But there's not as much screaming. The longer the exterior visions had gone on, the agony, the pained screaming grew quieter and quieter. And in this one, the person who is collared does not die. There is no agonied screaming in the background for this one. You just see them slump as they are cut off from their magic. And Navos, in your waking form, you recognize that disconnect.
I remember all of them.
Every single one. And this voice is all around you guys. There's no singular form. There are these vision bubbles, and it seems like the voice is coming from this one, then that one, then that one, then that one. Kind of surrounding you. Without any one particular place to come from.
Who knew that humanity could be so cruel?
Brun actually snorts at that.
Would you make the same choice that I did? Save the people and end up here.
The dreamscape around you all begins to shift. Those arcs of rainbow energy in the sky become angrier, more violent. The stars are swirling and spinning. There are clouds that grow and billow and twirl and surround you all. And the world is raging. She is in the middle of you all. The energy inside her flaring and surging. And you can see the pain in her face. If she could cry, you imagine there would be tears. She is screaming once again, but it is silent. There is energy raging around her. And it feels very similar to Pival, with those surges. But you don't see the black veins under the skin. You are inside this whirlwind of energy. It tugs at the core of your beings, pulling you this way and that, ripping at you, tearing at you, though you are unmoved by the force.
If I have use of my limb, Duncan will walk up to this dream woman and extend his good arm, waiting to see if she'll take it.
She does not seem to react to your presence, though there is now energy arcing from her to you, like a Tesla coil.
Does it
You
hurt?
feel it rage through you.
I was asking if it was hurt, if it hurts her. If it...
Oh, it sucks.
Mm.
Like, as soon as it makes contact, you feel it course through you.
I kind of pull my hand
Kind of like a
back.
plasma ball. Like, you can feel the energy entering you, except it's burning you from the inside out. And it hits in these waves of agony. Are you going to stay there?
I'll back up a little bit to the point that it isn't arcing off me anymore. I've already pulled my hand back, but
Okay. What's everyone else doing? Anything?
What happens if she dies? I'm asking the two guys in the room who get magic. What happens if she dies?
I don't know.
GM, is there any roll I can make without just throwing a guess?
You could do something like Arcana. Or if you have a better argument.
No, I'm happy with that.
You seem thrilled.
I'm just sorry. This is just Derek is so confused. 14.
You don't know what magics are at play. They are intricate beyond your current understanding. But
As-
usually, when a caster dies or is killed, the spell ends. The effect, whatever it is, tends to end.
As someone who has had radiant magic flow through their body before, is this what I'm experiencing now? Is this radiant magic, or is this more with the weave?
This is beyond simple magics. This is pure energy of so many different types, all melded into one. The chaos around you is pretty strong evidence of that.
I don't know what all her power controls. May it be the collars themselves are cells that we are locked in. But from what I'm seeing, all hell could come loose with that amount released.
Oh, above game, Curtis has an idea, but Brett is not going to think of it.
I wonder if she is the source of the caller's magic. Through her, magic is removed and then stored within her body.
She eats it.
She eats it. Well, not she eats it, but she consumes it.
How else do you keep every single magic user, every single... How
All
else
of
do you
it.
keep magic like this going that long?
She's a battery for it, if whatever a battery is.
But if she dies,
She's a well.
does
All of it
this-
goes somewhere.
the callers themselves, or are we just causing a larger sinkhole when she goes? Where does that power go?
I'm not saying we kill her. I'm just wondering because she's been screaming a lot in the 3 dreams that we've had with her, and I feel like
I mean, are those bubbles still kind of floating around us that we see these executions, essentially?
There are several of these small orbs. They've shrunk in size. Like once they've kind of played through, they've shrunk and they're just kind of orbiting in and out. But with the storm raging around you, you only catch glimpses here and there. These little bubbles popping through. If you turn your attention to one in particular, it grows back in size so that you can view it and watch it.
Not particularly wanting to watch it, but kind of use them as like every one of these is proof of guilt. Trials to make these callers work. Any one of them is enough to warrant her removal. Who knows how much magics and energies she has consumed over these however long times. We still haven't even broken down the time span. If we remove her, the magic goes back to the callers, back to the people. What about the people that aren't alive to accept it? Where does all those energies flow? Back into the universe? Back into Callow? Not that I think we can do anything from here. But whatever
Well, we certainly
she
can't
is,
do anything- we can't do anything else in ourselves. This is the third night we've been here. Once is lucky, twice is coincidence. 3 times is a pattern. Something wants us here.
Is she still here?
You're still seeing that vision, that visage in amongst you.
Are you
It's
calling
been-
on?
It's been writhing and contorting and like curling in on itself with all of these arcs of energy.
Are you calling us? If so, why?
you just leave a voicemail.
Answers an inarticulate scream.
Looking down at... here's actually a good question. What am I wearing in this dreamscape? Am I wearing my prisoner uniform, or like, is this like the vision that Duncan sees himself as? The version, I should say.
You present however you'd like to.
Okay. So looking down at my stump, is my sigil activated at all? Now that this is where that's assuming its power is coming or going. Does my sigil react to her at all?
You don't get the same reaction that you had been getting from the infected.
Like the fibers. Yeah.
Right. You don't get any of that. Navos, from right next to your ear, a whisper almost, just for you.
It hurts. You had a dream, and so do I. I made yours come true. Will you do the same?
If you could tell me your real name.
I am Aloran. I have been Aloran. I will be Aloran forever.
Eloren.
Can you spell that one more time? I'm so sorry.
Eloran.
Her name was Lyra. Lyra. Murray.
You hear kind of different iterations of this name bouncing back and forth around your ears. As though somebody's playing with the sounds of a name that they only vaguely know.
It is. As I've said before, if I can't save her, I want to do what I can to help others. I don't know what I can do, but you have seen and dealt with too much.
I have done what I can from here. Gain access. Find me. Free me. Please.
And that please echoes for all of you to hear. As she was saying these things, it got louder and started reverberating through the storm around you until it's just that please over and over and over and over and over. The glassy floor that you've come to become familiar with is reverberating with this please as it echoes through under your feet. And the dreamscape starts to crumble, rip itself apart. You all wake cold sweat. The gargoyles above you looking rather concerned. Is there any last anything anyone would like to do tonight?
I just want to look at the journal. Is my previous entry there?
Roll me a D100. You're looking for a 35.
We're getting spicy.
It's back. 34.
Oh.
Oh no, it's so bad he's going for the acetaminophen. He's gone straight for the migraine drugs. this
Each one of
roll's
these is
so
a
bad,
rock.
I need them.
Curtis, I did not grant you
Yes.
anything special for your recap.
Mhm.
You can grant Derek a reroll if you so choose, without
say no,
knowing the
okay.
value.
Only by face.
Oh, okay.
Well played, Derek. Thank you.
Collusion.
I'm gonna hold on to this reroll. I believe in Derek and Navos. However, I'm going to use these on Thane if he's back next week. I'm gonna just force 2 rerolls intermittently, or I'm gonna force 1. So
Okay. Derek, what'd you get?
One second.
Derek has left the call.
Fair enough.
Okay.
What are the odds it happens
So-
twice?
GM, I'm using the exact same dice.
Uh-huh.
The
Is it
big
53?
the big green is the starting, the small red is the ending.
Okay.
Oh. Wait. Sorry.
That's reverse of what you did last time, but okay.
No, it's the same thing.
Is it? Okay.
Derek, do you have?
Yeah.
Derek, do you own a D percentile?
I don't.
What a loaded question.
I will push one through the screen.
Sorry.
I will.
I have a ton of them.
I'll mail you a set.
One.
I'll buy an entire bag of D100s and I'll buy you a literal D100, like just a golf ball, and roll it to you. Because she keeps making you
All right,
do
what'd
this
you
shit.
get?
Like, no,
Come
you deserve
on.
better.
Oh, didn't I post? I posted a picture. Is that 100 or is that a 0 for the green?
So you said the green was your tens digit?
The 10s, and then the 8 would be the second.
That is a 0.
That's a 0 because it goes up to 99. That'd be an 8.
So 8.
So you rolled an 8. Your entry is gone.
And again, not torn out.
Not torn out. But looking closer, you see a weird little glimmer where there had been ink before it fades.
God, I really do have to pee on it. Jemmet is
The
not
green
going to
fades
like
to black.
this. Yeah.
We hear
What
it
a-
on dipping sounds.
What an incredible!
No, but cut that out. That was awful. What an awful ending. No, I
I
just
don't know. I
What a
do like
neat
that
little
button.
button.
sit there looking at it. Oh, this sucks. All right. Yeah, just wondering. I don't know what to tell Gemma at this point. I tried.
I just want that to be the end credit. Naval looks at his books. Well, damn it, that sucks. They did black roll
tried.
credits.
Anything from anyone else?
I'm good.
Good here.
All right, friends. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for sticking around. 21 goddamn weeks in a row.
Here
Look
we
at us
are. I
freaking
know,
out.
right?
Incredible. That's not including the prequels.
We've almost been playing this game for 6 months.
So if you include the preparatory sessions and such, we're at 6 months, I believe. Half a year, and Andrew's not here to see it.
For like a week and a half, I
Loser.
think, of in-game time.
Yep.
Honestly, that's a pretty good clip. Also, I like how Alexis dangled the, like, we could blow up. Yeah, we sank one building. What if we sank the whole city?
Well, just a match. It's kind of like an evening things out, balance and all things. And all.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, we're
The
gonna
city
fund
works
the
for the
shui right out of
bourgeoisie.
this thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know?
like if
Thanos would
it's a
do, or
tiered
Thanos,
video.
Thane would do it. Thanos would do it.
no, please don't call him. That's his older brother. That's his older purple brother. Thanos.
Any stars or wishes from anyone?
Stars with the dreams. They're good. I have like
Yeah,
3 pages
again.
of notes from today's sessions just about the dreams because I feel like all of it's going to be relevant.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
stars
yeah,
fun.
no, this is the dream.
starts for everyone. Brun just taking his time, knows what he's doing. Duncan just really pulling in that paladin old man with Mathea, and then DM able to voice all these so like different characters and doing it so well. Like between Silverwater and Mathea, it's crazy.
The two very different extremes of characters, but also like because everyone has wanted something from us in their own way, and it's been fascinating to see how each character gets approached and how each of us handle it. Has been incredible.
It's a testament to how good the voicing is when you describe him, and as soon as you just start, oh my fuck, it's Silverwater, that piece of shit.
That brought me
Go back-
so much
Go
incredible
back to the
joy.
recording, and you'll see it in my face how soon it's fucking Silverwater.
I honestly, I'm honestly like, I agree that I was like, oh, he's older. Like it's the dad. The dad's here to be a fuckstick now, and I was like, it's just a whole family of them. I'm excited to meet the dad now, like or another Silverwater other than this in fucking incorrigible twat.
I'm hoping it's just like the Malfoys, where like, oh, we hate him, and then we meet his dad, we hate him even more.
But wait, it gets worse.
This-
Well, I'm glad that like we all have differing opinions of like how to do things. Like, oh, I don't know if we should do this. I don't know if they do that. But we're all like, yeah, fuck the Silverwaters.
You guys have been
cheated
so
in the last
sick on
tournament.
that.
It's one of three
so-
things that Duncan and Brun agree on.
A star to all of you. Like, with these different approaches, like Curtis was saying, you all have stuck so well to your own ways of doing things and approaching the information you're given and presented and like the situations as they arise. Like, your characters remain so distinct from each other, but so very on brand for how you've built them. And 6 months you've been doing that. Like, kudos to all of you.
Here's another 6 months.
Cheers.
Maybe Andrew will be here for most of it.
Sangava.
Maybe we'll leave Pelto. Hello.
I can't wait. I'm really, oh man, that's gonna be so weird for Andrew to come back and be like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And it's like, well, how
We're in
I'm seeing
prison.
how. Well, also like, because we've all had some pretty. Like, I'm really curious for Andrew coming back as that sort of like time capsule
Well, he
of
only
everything that's happened.
he knows the older versions of us. We're all now different people for the events in the last couple of days.
Because of like how much have our characters changed? Like, yeah, we're joking about how we're like, oh, we've gone crazy in prison, but like a lot has happened in
Vision on
that time.
things. He ate rocks. He got gagged.
Yeah. By the way, star to Alexis for like hitting that and like giving that understanding and reveal that like, because Brun's like, I'm a human, and then getting told by his gargoyle guard like, you're eating gargoyle, and the only time you react like this is if you're also a gargoyle. Brun has a lot of fucking questions right now and has some shit to unpack, and that was like the layering of that and the setup for all of that was made that super impactful for me, and all, like it felt like that reveal, like the setup, and then the payoff for that was delightful. I almost said delicious, which it does not.
It was
Does not-
distinctly not delicious, those rocks.
It was intentionally not
Eat your
delicious.
vegetables, Brun.
Your minerals.
He craves them.
Quick question,
Yeah.
GM, how many times do you roll typically during a game? Because I haven't used the reroll yet. I just wasn't sure how often it happens, or if it's mainly just during like combat.
So, I don't roll very often for things,
Okay.
especially if it's something like with your journal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make those rolls for you. There are certain decisions where I'm like, it could go either way. It's not necessarily like one is majorly more impactful than the other. If there's something where it's like, yeah, this is important that I'm rolling for it, I will let you know.
Okay.
So that you can tip the scales that way. I'm going to consider that a wish and add it to the list.
Cool.
Another wish for the list. I don't know how you two are feeling about it. I am absolutely eating up these dream sequences. I know they can't last forever. Like that's too much content, but they're spooky, and like Duncan just wants to know what's going on. The trials. I think the fact that I could understand that they were trials before, without even having to say anything, like oh we're just trying out these colors and they're killing people. We're killing people. Oh, now we're stopped killing people. We figured it out. The way that they're phrased like that, it eats my brain eats it up like Fruity Pebbles, literally like Duncan's Fruity Pebble or Brun's Fruity Pebbles.
Oh no!
Oh, I love that.
I don't Photoshop, but I'm gonna Photoshop the picture I have of Brun onto a Fruity Pebbles box and just post it in the chat with zero context. I'm just gonna.
Here's. Am I eating my children?
I want to see Andrew try and like parse out what has happened from the memes.
That's how we had
for
that last 6 months when he finally does come back up to us, catch up to us, and we're playing again with him. We had to relay that information just through memes and other iconography,
interpretive dance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, dude, we still have one. I think you two know what I mean, Mr. Dorito Boy.
Ugh. No. Not Dorito Boy. One day that will come back around.
It's gonna be so good. I wish I was playing. I wish Brun was a smarter character, because, and I'm glad. I love the opportunity to play a dumb character that like has no magical background, because like, and I'm gonna say this theory out loud because this
go for it. I love hearing everybody's theories.
Mm-hmm.
So Ellorin is foundational to this city, like killed whatever monsters, like created the city and created this sphere of safety. And
I'm wondering if Ellorin is the name of whatever the battery is. Like with that battery, that's its name. It has taken the form of Lyra.
And there is that like she I wonder if there's some time fuckery shenanigans, but I don't have enough ideas to like
I don't know if it's
put
time
that
fuckery
together,
or if
but
it's
somehow
alternate realities.
There's some type of change coming, especially with the constellation that I saw that was from just my past, as well as how could this have been done only 100 years ago?
Right, like there's enough time nutness, and I wonder if this thing has happened or like happens in multiple times at one time, right? Like these events continue to happen, and they always Ellorin was, is, and will be Ellorin. The collars are the way to keep the spell running, to keep the city safe and keep things away. That is like that is your shield battery, and you're just feeding low-level magic users into it, or siphoning off their power. Because if there's 1,000 people in the city and it takes 1,000 megawatts of juice, you just steal 1 megawatt from each person and you're fine. Like it's a distributed load kind of problem. And in a place where like, okay, they're like,
I wonder if it's not so much that the city itself has like this magical barrier around it, but that because there's no magic in the city, it cloaks it from whatever the fibers are, as a way of concealing it. Like it is attracted to magic or magical being, in a way. Because we're now on day like 7 or so after the events of Ulrith, and still this hasn't reached. Like we traveled 4 or 5 days to get to Callow, and it hasn't caught up with us yet. There's no signs of this coming to Callow yet. Because I'm sure there's a lot of traffic coming out of Ulrith already.
Could the shadowy monsters we saw before, not from the past, but it's from what could be coming?
Mm-hmm.
We do
Or is
free
this like
Alluren,
a-
and then it happens.
Like a
4
cycle
days.
thing. Like this, all
4
these
days
events
of travel.
happen. Yeah, so all these events happen. The cycle ends. It starts anew.
Mhm.
All the events happen again with the rebuilding of Callow. You know, we're looking at Callow at a different. I don't know. My theory is alternate realities of some kind, or some sort of cycle of events that always happen.
I wonder if I think there's something to that about it cycling back through. I think there will always be an elven cleric named Ellerin
Lyra,
at that place at that time.
Lyra, Lyrin, or whatever. Like they were going.
Lyra,
Maybe she was
yeah.
purposely not knowing their names, or if she was. These are like the different names of the people that
Or
have.
these
been
are
named. They're variations.
And
Oh,
This
somehow,
reality is
no.
Lyra, and this reality is Lyra, and this reality is blah blah blah. We saw the cycle of Callow being built and rebuilt, built and rebuilt, built and rebuilt. I didn't at the time. I had thought about it, but I don't know if I should have said it. But like looking at the city and
Her
seeing if
name
it was
was-
being rebuilt exactly the same, or if it was kind of different every time.
Curtis running to
name
grab his
was
notes
Lyra.
was the most incredible
her
thing just
name
now.
her name was Lyra. So this person, I think Evan, I think you're onto something there where
Mhm. That's a purposeful
Lyra.
detail.
subtly adjusting the name every time it happens,
Mhm.
but also
You know-
somehow knew that it was related to me in some way.
I had two schools of thought. One is that idea there, or that whatever this being is, this battery of some kind, is so removed from its original form of Lyra that it can't even remember its own name. Now, Lyra, Lyrin, whatever my name used to be, I am.
her name was Lyra.
But now she's
Lyra.
become something more. They have become this source of magic, this stockpile of magic.
This inflection point.
They've been doing it for so long they
see-
don't even remember who they are.
The other thing, because I was looking to see if we had those words spelled, like if it was an anagram, because I'm not going to run that past Alexis because that's something she would absolutely fucking do to us.
Rail.
You can't see me
But-
smiling, but I am smiling.
Yeah,
Anagrams. The answer right in front of us. Pyval. What else could Pyval be?
but that's a question. Like, is
I love how
And how-
smart you guys give me credit for being.
We're just giving her ideas
How-
at this point to do.
that's fine.
I got my notebook.
How does this all tie into Navos?
He is at the center of this. Him
That's-
and being Valen.
that's-
How does that connect to Lyra?
Not even-
Lyra.
Maybe not even the center, like, because if like the Ellerin Lyra problem, that is the center of Kala. That is the sort of thing. If we get rid of that, Kala will fall. Kala's gone,
Mhm.
and that's something that, like, there has to be a reason that you are feeding all of this energy into the center here. There's a reason this is the hub city. There's a reason the city is as big as it is. And I think this battery is whatever that secret is. But where And why does Navos, aka Valen, fold into that?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, there's been descriptors of Navos not being Cyclopean. There are histories and stories beyond when Navos even showed up in the game, back in Alrith. Where do those fade in? Is Navos a comet to Aloran's like sun? Like, is Navos just making these orbits until you hit something? Is there a cosmic reason that you're wandering? Is there a reason that, like, what's that connection piece? There's clearly something, but there's not, especially with the notebook eating itself, finding any tie to that. Also, the fact that she's whispering into Navos's ear, and Navos has, like, the last time Navos had a literal hallucination, we blew up a building. Slight concern.
Yeah. I gotta tell you guys everything at this point. Yeah, especially for for almost 60 years, Journal's always been there. Now it's erasing itself.
Now shit's going away.
What is trying to hide itself at this point?
Is it
Also,
trying
the
to be
fact
hidden
that
from Navos or from people who would read her journal?
Oh, it definitely people trying to read it. Like it's like playing with Navos.
I swear to fuck, if Valen is like in the book and Navos is like a drawing from the book or whatever, like swapped like that, that would be like
Chalk Zone shit.
if like a little chalk zone, but like if Valen is trapped in the book, right? Mechanically, I don't want to make it mechanical assumptions, but I can see where, like, cool, that's your tome, that's your book, that's your grimoire. If you are Pact of the Tome Warlock, but I don't know if you're Pact of the Tome Warlock because we're only level 3, and I don't know what.
All this and only level 3.
Where does Navos get his power from? Who does Navos pull his power from?
Am I just feeding on like a different version of myself?
I'm wondering if
I'm my own battery.
If Derek's character is not the Cyclopean Navos, but rather the book controlling the Cyclopean Navos.
The Cyclopean Navos.
I mean, Navos is used to being a puppet.
And that's the fucking problem.
Shouldn't be used to it.
He's been puppeted. They've been puppeted before. So how the fuck does that fold into, like, the shit about the chair, the pressure behind the eye? Where is that? Where is that coming from? And let's not forget, I don't know, let's flash back to the first month we were playing this. I hope that they don't find her bones, because I swear to God, there's some shit buried in that, like it's an ARG. I don't trust Alexis. Derek's proving to be a little.
I hope they don't find Lyra's bones.
Derek was an excellent choice that I do not regret in the slightest.
No, correct. Derek has brought so much shit into this that I'm like, I don't know a goddamn thing about Derek or Navos, and so I'm like inherently kind of suspicious of it. And it's great because I love that, because it doesn't happen as much or ever, depending on what table I'm in.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see where this all goes. Because again,
Me
like
too, man.
Navos knows nothing. Derek at this point, it's just it's gone. I gave details. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, so Derek
Your
gave
roles.
me a whole bunch of writing about, like, his character and his backstory and stuff. But beyond that,
Really?
he's very in the dark, and I love all of it.
See, because I'm so excited for that, because I might actually get to see how this shit works. Because I had a game where we had a character who was transported into a Warforged body, and it was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing or who the fuck I am, and so, like, was teeing up for this whole reveal backstory, and then he quit, and I was like, fuck. all this campaign setup and all this backstory setup that I spent 6 months doing is now gone.
It almost
An
sounds like we need
entire
to have
campaign.
Derek sign a contract.
Don't you
Hey,
fucking
just
leave
stay.
He's
me.
already sold his soul.
I've been here for
So don't worry
21
about
weeks
that.
so far. I'm gonna try to keep it up.
Oh my,
True.
yeah. But no, like fucking star for you, Derek, for like running that and keep helping keep it weird. Right, like I don't think at any point between Navos and Thane, it's been consistently weird. Like I've never had a completely stable footing on like what the fuck the party dynamic is.
Mhm.
And I love, as someone who has been playing consistently for like 6+ years, I'm like having that. Okay, here's the kind of scope of what we're trying to do. Here's what we're trying to figure out. I love being just slightly tilted because it just makes it. I'm always excited to get surprised next time because I didn't anticipate something. It's so good.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, because I knew I was gonna be a little weird, but that's what I love about Thane too. Is like now there's so much new stuff, and Andrew's so good at like hiding things.
Andrew loves puzzles. Just from the little bit
Yes.
that I know about him, he loves like the enigma of it.
Mhm.
I think he gets the joy out of it, and that's just like I'm gonna like my character because nobody else understands who my character is. The Celestial Collective.
Hang on, can we make a house call? Can we ask for the Celestial Collective to show up and bail us out? Hey, we're card carriers. Like, can we get out, please?
We got a member. We know, bro.
Yeah, we know a guy.
Can you contact them?
Make my one phone call. I'm gonna fucking try.
If only Thane was in the dream meetings with us, he'd be great. A man on the outside.
And then here's the worst part, right? Alexis can go, hey, here's the weird dreams that Thane's been having for the last 4 days as he's been wined and dined by members of the collective. He's got the other 50% of the puzzle. All Alexis has to do is give him 3 missing pieces and then just like put us in a room and watch us go. Like she's wound up the key and now she just needs to like put the car down and watch us rev off straight off a fucking cliff.
I like that you added about a cliff because, you know, there's always a good shot.
We were
at
in
that.
There's always a clip.
we were in Alexis, we were in town for 6 hours and we committed terrorism. That cliff is
I mean, you were
always
above
there.
you were above ground for less than like half an hour and committed terrorism. So, like, you know, what could Thane be up to? Wandering the city.
Well,
They might have
for a
gotten
while
it by
it was an
now
underground.
because the line moved. Probably.
for a while, it was an underground movement, and then we found the stairs out of the sewer.
Mm-hmm.
That is a
Goblins let
wish
you
that I do have. I'm curious. I want someone that I'm surprised hasn't visited us yet. Is anybody from the Archbishop's like coterie?
Mm.
We've been visited by
The
a
ghost
bunch of
Christmas past.
opportunistic schmucks trying to make a buck on us, study us, or try and get us on board because we are significant people. But the people that we all went to visit and the people that we wouldn't have gotten caught if we hadn't gone straight to the Archbishop.
Why do these royal family members want with a
But
gaggle
none-
of terrorists? We
What a
must have some
fascinating question I've been asking for several weeks.
And I wonder if so. Like, has anyone read The Wheel of Time
Nope.
Mm-mm.
besides me? Okay, good. Save yourself the trouble. It's
I
good.
remember Swiftly Tilting Planet. Is that part of the series?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, different Wheel of
It's
Time.
yeah. It's good. It is not worth reading all. It's like 7 books too long. But
Excellent.
one of the things is like there's something called the Great Game, and it's like that Game of Thrones politicking, and everyone's like anticipating and counter anticipating people's moves, and then this farm kid rolls up and is just like, he's completely straight faced and honest with people, and they're like, oh my god, he's the greatest player this game has ever seen, because he's just like,
Oh
No,
god damn it,
fucking-
Jason Bourne!
right. Jesus Christ. But like he shows up and is like, I'm just shooting straight with you, and they're like, oh my god, he's manipulated us all perfectly. And it's like, I didn't. I just asked for stuff.
I
Like-
actually didn't though.
And that's what I'm like, and that's kind of what I'm expecting, where people are like, oh well, I see this house moving to talk to I this house is talking to the weird Cyclops guy, so we're gonna send somebody to talk to the talk to Brun. And then, oh well, we saw another family member talking to the Cyclops guys. We need to send somebody to go talk to the other guy that was with them, and we got to figure out like the houses moving against each other because that's just what they do, or there's actually an ulterior motive because they all want a terrorist in their house in case their rival's house gets too nice and they want to blow it up.
They know what they're doing.
So
Are
can I
we-
just say,
These guys are
that,
professionals.
Derek?
Oh, just they are they trying to make us the new battery? Or a supplement to it?
So can I just say how much fun I've been having playing pretend politics in my brain, trying to figure out house moves and all that stuff. It's been a time. There have been several monologues in the car. Yep, so that's how I spend my time. Anyway, it is 10:22.
Welcome to GMing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad y'all have shared your thoughts and feelings, because I've taken notes. So we'll see how that all goes.
Expect
Are we
more
still good
anagrams,
for next
boys.
week?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's still good?
Is that Labor Day?
Ooh. Ooh, it is, actually,
It is.
because I'm working. Gross. Is Labor Day a problem?
Not for me.
I don't think so.
Yeah, do you get off for Labor Day, Curtis?
I get off. Never mind. I'm not,
Curtis!
I
Save it
will
for the
s- I will
Patreon.
say, I will say, fortunately, the GameStop is closed on Mondays. However, they were like, "Are there any days you can't work evenings?" And I said, "Monday." And my date night with my partner, negotiable. I would like Thursdays off, Thursday evenings. That's negotiable.
Mondays
I
for the
can fiddle with
boys.
that. Mondays,
Date night with the boys.
absolutely not. They were like, "Oh, what? Do you mind asking what's Monday?" I go, "It's the D&D game that we've been in for like it's every Monday, and we've been going for like 6 months." They said, "No, keep that. We'll allow that. Like, go
We
for
understand.
it."
We understand.
Curtis, I will call your boss,
We get
your
it.
new boss myself, and be like, give him back. Mondays for the boys.
Blow up your building. I know the terrorists. I'm gonna blow up your building.
Yeah, I'll get you
Came from inside
fired.
the
No,
building.
please don't say that in DC. Please don't say that in DC.
Fair enough.
That will get my shop. That will get my shop visited. Because like one of the managers I interviewed with were all there at working and alive there during the DC sniper. So it's like,
Oh my gosh. Dang. Well, what a time. Thank you all, as always, for being here. I will see you all next week. Probably very exhausted because I'm about to work 8 days in a row, and 4 of those are for a holiday.
well, if Andrew shows up, hopefully we'll make him do some of the heavy lifting.
Fantastic.
Also, Alexis, if you are crapped out, that might be a fun time to do maybe a flashback one shot or something like that. If you're out of gas.
Perhaps. Yeah, so October is still a thought. I have not put much thought into it because I've been playing 5D chess in my brain with silly little families. So head empty, no thoughts except for those. But as we get a little closer into September and such, we can talk more about all that nonsense.
Okay.
Derek, Kickstarter is not happening in August. Just so we're absolutely clear on that. the Andrew
yeah.
Tapestry Kickstarter. He was like, maybe we can do it before August is over. It's like, no.
No, I haven't even
Buddy
heard from
boy,
him
we're
on,
still in peak season.
Yeah, the other game we're working on, I haven't even heard from him on that yet. So
Yeah.
I told him by the end of the year I'll try to have something ready, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's freaking busy. He's dying from having a second child. Terrible choice, still. But whatever. But anyway, see y'all next week. Thank you for
Bye,
hanging out.
guys.
All right, later.
Good night, friends. Bye.